Think your last video was good?
You better think again.
Wait till you see what AI can notice that you might have missed. Too many creators out there are guessing their way through content, and AI can give you the blueprint, and the crazy flip, it's
wicked smart.
Scary smart.
Wicked smart.
As we did this on the live stream today, my buddy Paul Nabout lost his mind. He was absolutely mind blown by what was able to happen. And if you just look at the live stream from today, you can jump closer to the end and you'll see that happen. But I'm going to show you what we did. I'm going to cover the exact output we got during the stream, but then I kept playing around after the stream was over, and I'll show you some more stuff. So here's how I use AI, not just to make videos, but to make them better, both before and after I hit upload. Let's dive in. One of the first things I did here is I'm going to show you this trick in a second, but let me jump over to aistudio.google.com. That's Google AI Studio. So all I did was I posted a link to this particular video here. So if I go to my channel, it was the last video I created. If you click the little 3 ellipse, you can click on this and then grab that URL. That's the URL for that particular video. So I went into AI Studio, I pasted in that link, and using voice to speech or voice to text, I said, I want you to take a look at this video, deeply analyze it, and give me 3 things that I can work on to make this video better. Also give me 3 spots where I nailed it and did well. Once you've done that, give me 5 other topics I can create, videos I can create to expand this topic. I wrote it completely wrong, but it understood me. To expand this topic as a way of completing this video series. Okay, so I pasted that in, didn't touch anything. The only thing that you want to make sure you have set, if you don't have it, is you want the latest update, which is Gemini Pro Preview 5.6. Okay, that's very important. Now, this is still in beta, so it does some weird things from time to time. If you don't get it right the first time, just hit it again. Just because it's in beta, it takes some time to do things, but this is cool because they're giving you access to this for free right now, because this is how they test models. They let people beat it up and then they see if it's good or not. So let me jump back in. All right. So once we have the 5.6 model, that just basically means May 6th as opposed to April 17th. That's the latest and greatest updatey datey. So I hit the button and it said, okay, great. Now I did some thinking, and this is the part where Paul lost his mind. It came up with this whole plan of how to analyze that video. It actually took multiple passes at that plan, and it took about 58 seconds. So Paul's question was, how the heck does the AI read, I believe, what is a 12-minute video? 12 minutes, 18 seconds. How does it watch a 12-minute and 18-second video in 53 seconds? Well, because it's digital. It's ones and zeros. So all it's doing is processing the data, and it's way faster than you watching a video on 6x. Okay, honestly, it was more like 25x in order to get there. But might I digress? Technically 24x. Anyway, let me stop mathing. This is just going to break my face over here. Let me stop mathing. Okay, so it said, go to the top and tell you what it said. I'm going to just try to read through this quickly. I won't read it verbatim because it'll take too long. It basically said, and this is true. If you saw the video, this is true. It said in the first minute and 7 seconds, you were fumbling around with the package and it kind of took away. You should have got more to it. Now, when I did that video, I purposely opened the package live in order to sort of break the monotony of starting every talking head video sitting here going, hey dudes, check this out. I like to do things with my hands every once in a while. It just breaks it up, but I got carried away with it because I didn't have my knife ready and I had to stop to go find my knife. So it figured that out. That part melted everybody's brain. It suggested either open the package before you start or make the unboxing quick, deliberate as part of the intro so it is relevant. You want to directly if it's not directly to the message, it's best kept off screen. Okay, that was very good advice. I ain't mad at it. And then it said, your core message about reframing fear, excitement as executive decisions to be comfortable is powerful. However, it took a while to fully land that, about 5 minutes and 15 seconds. the initial anecdote of the stream is good, but the journey to the core analogy just took a little bit too long. Okay, I agree with that. That's super true, right? It says, consider structuring your points a little bit more tightly. You can state the main premise earlier, and it gives some examples, and then it tells you how to get to your anecdote. It says that the visual polish, I just needed to be a little bit self-distracting, and it goes back to me fumbling with the package and looking for the knife. It did says it understands the dynamic of my background as part of my styles, but these smaller unintentional movements can, like mess with the viewer's thought process. So fully understand it. Just to be mindful of objects in your hand. If they're not prompts, you need, I know what it was. In the middle of the video, I'm doing a video. I'm looking at myself in the screen, and here it is. I actually took out my lip balm and I started trying to fix this little stupid chap lip piece thing that I get from my medication. So anyway, that was funny that it figured that out, and it was like, don't do that. All right, I was like, cool. It was just bothering me, so I did it. And then it says, here's the things that you nailed: the authenticity and relatability. It says your casual conversation style makes it very approachable. When you're talking about making executive decisions to be comfortable and clearly illustrate the learned nature of the story through a story about my niece, which I talked about. It goes the bespectacled child analogy, because I talk about how we got afraid of speaking on camera. If you were like me as a little kid having to wear glasses and everybody calling you four eyes, that just totally can throw you off your public speaking game. And kids are brutal. That's where most of us got that fear if you dig deep, right? And I talked about the engaging delivery. It even recognizes that I say fam and y'all, which is good to keep their viewers engaged because it understands my audience. And then it told me that the powerful core analogy of fight versus flight or fear versus excitement is being very good. All right, that's cool. That was really clutch. So then I told it to give us these 5 practical series. So it gave me practical steps on turning camera fear into on-screen excitement. The technical comfort blanket, how having a dope setup or having a setup that you just enjoy using can reduce on-camera anxiety. I have to agree with this 108%. I say if you could build yourself a spot in your house or your garage or somewhere where you could just sit down and create content and you're not fumbling with the tech, it definitely makes things better. So it's really clever how it picked up on that. And yeah, I don't even know how I came to that, but we're not going to guess. And it says, it talks about the what if they judge me. I talk about this all the time. So it's kind of weird that it knew this. Even from that one video that it analyzed, it knows that I talk about this stuff. And this being the demo model or the beta, it doesn't have the history of all the things I've talked about. It just figured it out from the last video. And it says, never run out of things to say, content ideas for the camera shy creator, and then my journey to flight mode. So this was killer information. And I just want you to take one of your videos. You could do it as an audio file, a transcript, or whatever. If the video is already posted on YouTube, just pop it in here, ask it to analyze the video. I like to use the word deeply analyze. So it took more than one shot at it. And in the thinking model, it said first pass, second pass. So I know it did that. I'll show you where it is real quick. First pass, second pass, right? So I know it did that. And then you don't have to give it the second part of the prompt right away. But just so your feelings aren't hurt by what it's going to tell it also give you some spots where you nailed it. So this gives you a fantastic blueprint to know how you're doing with your content creation. If you want a personal touch, hit me up because I am a content coach. I can help you as well. But it's just I was mind blown by how clever this was. And people in the live stream were sort of losing their mind. So I wanted to show you guys who missed it. You don't have to watch the whole live stream. This was the value that was dropped in today's live stream. But don't miss too many of these because I'm not always going to go back and show you what was dope. Okay, anyway, every Tuesday, Saturday at 8 a.m. Hawaiian time, use your Google to figure that out. All right, so let's go back real quick. So I did all of that, and I was like, this is clutch. So it got me to thoughting. What are some other cool techniques that people could use in order to make these socks pop? I'm going to show you one other one that I did. I took an image from my channel. I'm going to just paste it in here real quick. I basically took a screenshot of my channel. And so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, basically 28 thumbnails. I went over to plain Jane Gemini. Now this also works in ChatGPT, but I just did it in Gemini because I was in a Gemini mood today. So I pasted the image in, and this is the prompt that I use. You don't have to be the exact prompt, but something to this nature will get you there, okay? Analyze this image and identify content gaps where I can address in my upcoming videos. Suggest videos I might have missed, need to redo, or should explore in greater depth. If you're not familiar with my target audience, please ask clarifying questions. Let's use the format of title and premise for these proposed videos. So it started thinking. Let me show you. I like to do this. It goes, I need to get relevant content to answer the user questions. Okay, so that was it. This is how it thinks. I love, oh my God, hold on, let me slow down. People, my people, I love the fact that it tells you how it thinks. Because if you take the time to read that, you know better how to propose a question. It's like if your wife, husband, boyfriend, side piece, cousin them told you, hey, when you explaining something nerdy to me, could you slow it down? Because I don't get that technical stuff. Or if you're trying to teach me how to play cards, can you go a little slower? I don't have familiarity with some of the terms. Like the fact that it's telling you how it thinks makes it easier for you to prompt correctly. And always remember, you can ask it to fix the prompt for you. If you feel like the first result doesn't give you what you want, paste the exact same prompt again and be like, please fix this prompt for me so that you can give me the best output. Ask any relevant questions if you need more of what I want, and it will do it for you. That's it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. All right, so it says, analyze the image, which appears to be a screenshot of a YouTube channel's thumbnails and titles. Based on this, here are some potential content gaps and video ideas. Keep in mind your love for unexpected analogies and storytelling. How does it know that? Just from my titles. Just from my titles and weird thumbnails, it figured, man, listen. Okay, before I dive in, could you tell me a bit more about your target audience? See, ChatGPT knows this about me, Gemini, not so much. Knowing who you are trying to reach, beginning creators, experienced videographers, hobbyists, marketers, etc., help me tailor suggestions to be even more effective. In the meantime, here are some general observations, right? You cover a good range of topics relevant to creators, including gear, mindset, technical tips, and AI. The thumbnails are engaging and often feature a face, which is helpful to build a personal connection, okay? These titles are generally clear and use curiosity-driven or benefit-oriented language. Here's a mix of practical advice for more conceptual videos. So it goes potential content gaps. It gave me some title ideas. It gave me the exact title, and it told me the premise of the video. I'm going to pick, if I remember correctly, which one was it? Boom. There's one in here that I really loved. So I'm going to show you. Here's one right here. Here's just a random one. Strategy in business, potentially new avenues. The accidental entrepreneur, when your passion starts paying the bills, right? If your audience is interested in monetization, this video could explore the transition from hobbyist to a content business. Discuss different revenue streams beyond AdSense, when to consider them, the mindset shift required, and use an analogy of a seed unexpectedly sprouting into a tree that bears fruit, right? Boom. This is really good. Here's another one that I absolutely love. They told you what? Debunking common bad YouTube advice. You have been lied to, because I did that video. This could be a recurring series dedicated to videos tackling pervasive myths or outdated advice about the YouTube space. Position yourself as a truth teller, cutting through the noise. So that was gold, right? Let me just skip a bunch of these and go down to the bottom. And it said, boom, to give you the best possible suggestions. Let me highlight this so you can see where I'm reading. It says, to give you the best possible suggestions, please tell me who's your ideal viewer, age, experience level, video creations, goals, pain points, whatever. What are the primary goals for your channels? Education, community building, lead gen, personal branding. Looking forward to hear more about your channel. And this, my friends, is where I flip the script, because I know for a fact that I've been using ChatGPT since November 2023, basically about 6 days after it launched. So ChatGPT, a year and a half ago maybe, came out with this memory thing that it can remember parts about you. Gemini has it now, but again, I hadn't used Gemini enough for it to know all of these things. So I said, rather than me type this out or explain it again, it's kind of long. All I did was go to Chad. And today I learned from Christina, she calls it Chatty G, which is also dope as a rap name. So I came over here and I said, this is the prompt. I'm using a split right here so I can see the canvas. It says, create a description of my ideal viewer and what value I deliver to these current and potential viewers. So it gave me this, right? And it says, my ideal viewer is typically a Gen X solo creator, small business owner, navigating the early stages of content creation and looking to enhance their online presence. They're enthusiastic learners who might initially feel overwhelmed by technology, SEO strategies, and consistent content production. They appreciate straightforward advice delivered with truth, humor, and relatable real-world analogies that simplify complex concepts. They're driven by a purpose-positive impact on their communities and world at large, yet often grapple with limiting beliefs, challenges, and staying motivated with consistent content. So it gave me that, right? And I was like, all right, this was cool. But I said, before it had the tense wrong, it was saying you and your. So I said, make the tense possession of my and I as if I'm explaining it to another person. It flipped it. And then it did that. And I said, what would you say my primary goal for the channel is? It came up with, your primary goal for the channel is to help Gen X creators, beginning content creators become confident, consistent, capable of simplifying content creation, replacing overwhelm with clarity and momentum. It said my core purpose, which it knows, is to positively impact the lives of 1 billion people by making content creation accessible, joyful, and purpose-driven, empowering everyday creators to share their stories through their communities and build a meaningful presence online. Anybody who has been on my channel for more than a month know that that is 100% absolutely the truth. That is my purpose. I am out here trying to teach you to create dope content that makes the world a better place, because every person you help goes on my checkbox of positively impacting the lives of 1 billion people. So I'm gonna need you to get up here because my arms is getting tired. Let's go. Let's go. So I copied this. I gave it back to Gemini. Let's pop back over here. So I go to Gemini real quick and I paste it in here. And it said, here's some thinking that it did. It goes, the user has provided excellent detailed information about their target audience. Explains. It says the content is crucial for refining the video suggestions. I need to ensure proposed titles, boom, that are, Gen X early stage content creators align with the stated user values. Emphasis on unexpected analogy storytelling is key, because I'm a goofball like that. So here's the plan. Reevaluate the previous suggestion, brainstorm new ideas, categorize them for clarity, emphasize storytelling, and address or redo deeper dive aspects, right? Then it said it wanted to identify, even if this wasn't AI, this is a blueprint for your channel, people. I hope you made it this far in the video, and I hope you're listening. If you are listening, you made it this far, slap an emoji in the chat and be like, I'm still here. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Anyway, identify content gaps. Yes. Suggest missed videos. Yes. Suggest videos to redo. Yes. Suggest greater depth. Yes. Ask clarifying questions for unfamiliar audience. Yes. And it gave oh, come on. It graded itself. Okay. It told us, it gave itself an A, a 5 out of 5. That's how dope this is. All right. So here's the new videos. I'm going to skip that one. Here's a cool thing. Just one thing, tech tutorials, mastering a specific tool, CapCut, Descript, Canva, like a pro without headaches, right? So killer thing. The premise is, instead of a broad overview, focus on one key feature of a popular beginner-friendly tool that solves a common problem for creators. Analogy, learning to use one perfect kitchen gadget like an Instant Pot simplifies mini meals rather than trying to master the whole professional kitchen at once. I mean, come on, son. There was one more that I fell in love with, and I want to say it was number 6. Where did it go? Oh, wait, I got to tell you one that's funny. Let me see if I can find where to go. I had one that it made that was so good, it like completely blew my mind. I was like, son, I'm kind of in love with that. Where'd it go? If I don't find it, trust me, the video's coming out. All right. I don't know where it is. It's in here somewhere, but I will give you just one more of the examples that it gave me. Right. Here's a great one. Ride the motivation wave. What to do when the tide goes out. That's just funny. That's just funny. Acknowledge motivation isn't consistent. Offer practical strategies, staying consistent even when enthusiasm dips. growing on Gen X resilience. Gen Xers, we're resilient people. We've been through some shit. We still standing. Trust me, this is so dope. Think of a motivation like the weather. Some days are sunny, some days are stormy, but you got the tools, systems, community, purpose to navigate. The value, empowerment, engagement, consistent accountability, practical action plans. Okay, so I'm going to stop waxing rhapsodically with this. Let me show you one more thing that I did, and then we out. I was like, this is a bit of a left turn, but now that you've analyzed my channel, what are some cool t-shirt merch ideas? So it's me and it, we started talking. Here's a bunch of stuff. Here's a bunch of stuff. Here's a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go all the way in, but I'm going to show you what I got. This is the one that I fell in love with. Gen X creators, vintage skills, modern impact. And you guys ready for the big reveal? Before I give you the big reveal and ask you to vote on if I should throw this up on my fourth wall, again, I want to know where you at with your AI journey. Let me know in the chat below. What do you score yourself? 1 to 10. Where you at? If you need help, reach out. We got people in the community who are absolute 10s. My buddy Paul, C over there in the Europe, came through and he asked a simple question today, and that started this whole nonsense. So big ups to him. And the idea of having it scan a video, I got from my friend Leanne, who I met at Lawyers on the Beach, and she was brilliant. She told me that, and I was like, fam, I'm going to try it. So Google AI Studio. All right, let me give you the big reveal. Let me give you the big reveal. This is what I ended up making after this conversation. Stupid. Where'd it go? I lost it. Hold on. The big reveal is not that big if you messed up the whole entire thing. Here we go. Bingo. I think it's dope. If you like it, let me know in the chat below. If not, I'll keep twerking on it. If you got some ideas to improve, this might end up in the fourth wall shop. Family, you know what I say every time. I do not know who needed to hear this, but if it was you, let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see it done real time, maybe I'll do it in the stream again on Saturday. But trust you me, these tools are good today. They're going to be better tomorrow, and they're constantly going. And you might say, well, I don't use Gemini. I use ChatGPT. Cool. ChatGPT can do the majority of what I just showed you. Claude can do all of it except for help you generate images, but Claude can help you generate the prompts that you can put into something that can generate images. If you're stuck on a prompt, I don't know how to prompt. I keep seeing all these ideas. I need to study prompt engineering, whatever. That was the answer last year. Right now, you can say, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I want the outcome to look like. Please help me write the prompt. And I will even go as far as to say, if that's a lot for you to type out loud, just record it as an audio and then use anything that can transcribe that audio into text, including just talking to Apple Notes, and use that to help you with the prompt. Because sometimes if you're sitting there trying to type the prompt out, you're going to spend too much time thinking about it, which is why I do all of my prompting with the mouth. Now, I'm going to run back something real quick. Again, if you made it this far, this is a bonus. If you're still not sure who your target audience is, go to voice mode in your favorite LLM, large language model, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Llama, whoever you got, and ask it to interview you and ask you relevant questions so it can help you build your ideal viewer, your ideal customer avatar. And it will cut you off, so tell it, only go to the next question when I tell you next question. It will take you 10 minutes to get a dope. There's worksheets all over the internet on how to do this. It does it better. It does it better because it allows you to talk the way you talk. It's so much better for how you think. So if you haven't tried that, let's get it. Let's get it. That was a lot. And that was a whirlwind. It's kind of fast. And I'm sorry it's 25 minutes long. I wish I could have made it shorter, but there was so much to go through. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you never miss another video. Again, anything you want to know about content creation, drop that down in the comment section below. And right about now, the algorithm is going to show you another video they think you should watch, and I agree with them.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet.